We also have Sanjay Chadda, advocate of the Supreme Court, joining us for a little more in detail on what this really means. Advocate Sanjay, take us through a little on what this census 2027, factoring in live-in couples as married couples, really do in the larger context. How does it make it? First of all, it makes it so much more easier. And you know, it's important for every citizen to feel counted. If I was in a live-in relationship and I couldn't register myself in the forms and not really show that I'm also a citizen, my family set up, I'm living somewhere else, you know, I'm living with my partner here, but my family is somewhere else, I'm not able to unite with them, therefore I won't be counted. All those uncertainties now come to an end. If you're living in with a partner, you're definitely going to be counted in the census. First of all, tell us how important is the census and what does this signify?
Well, very rightly you have said that it is a significant move, but I don't find it, as if something new coming in our way. Legally speaking, now Indian courts have recognized live-in partnership.
Yeah.
People who are living together, two pair, if they are living together, and even stability is not required there, legally speaking.
Yeah.
Here, stability is required. Now, Article 21 gives this a strength, make it more strength. Number one, gives it strength. Number one. Number two, which is very crucial, is even in the Domestic Violence Act, Supreme Court has stated very categorically, if there is a couple living together, they are in living relationship, though they are not married, it will be taken as if it will be considered as if they are the married couple. The similar proposition connotation goes for the children. They are treated from the children coming out of this lock will be treated as they are the legitimate child.
Yeah.
They have all inheritance rights.
Yeah.
So the legal proposition is there. We are moving towards it, and this is another step in that particular direction.
So you just said that. Can you explain to us a live-in relationship? The woman has the right to protection, has the right to even being granted some amount of money as
Yes.
maintenance. Is that true?
Very true. Very true. You have rightly said that woman who is living in a live-in relationship has all rights as of a married woman. So, meaning thereby, as you have rightly said, she has right of maintenance. She has right, the children coming
Inheritance
out
rights,
of this
maintenance, yeah, protection.
Exactly. And such relationship is taken akin to what a married relationship is. So that is what is the legal proposition. Now, as we have seen, this census is having after so many years. You know, we have left, not happened in 2011 and 2021. Two censuses we have left. It has not happened. So, and this development has taken place in 2007, last 2 decades only. So I think this was the need of the hour, number one, because the legal proposition is there. The law says that if the two people are living together, they have got the legal protection. The live-in relationship has the legal protection by virtue of various judgment of Supreme Court, High Court, and now it is a settled law. Anybody who is live-in can claim for whatever we discussed.
Right. Okay. Rekha Agarwal, a quick one. It seems like we're having a problem with your connection, Rekha.
Yeah, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Rekha, a quick word as I'm short on time. Do you think this is a move forward? Our co-advocate here on the panel says it's nothing new.
I absolutely agree with what Mr. Chadda said, because as far as live-in relationships, it's very clear that legally it is not a marriage. The only protection that particularly the girls have in such a live-in relationship is that, the live-in partner cannot just discard them like a tissue paper and say that, I've got nothing to do with you. So I think that under the Domestic Violence Act, which was, enacted in the year 2005, particularly took note of people who are living in a continuous relationship akin to a marriage. And that is why the live-in relationship is given some kind of a legitimacy, some kind of a semblance of legitimacy under the law, under the DV Act. So I think that if such kind of legal live-in relationships are not considered marriage, because the live-in partner, particularly the female, she does not get any right of inheritance. And she will still be, as far as the other legal laws of marriage are concerned, this remain intact regarding divorce, regarding custody of children. All those things remain. So even if a child is born out of a live-in relationship, then the couple will may probably have to go through another battle regarding custody. And if one of the partner dies, then regarding inheritance. So only thing that the live-in partners, particularly the female partners who protected, were in the year 2005 by the Domestic Violence Act. I do not see what purpose that this census is going to obtain, except to show that the changing social realities of India. But be that as it may, as far as the laws are concerned, they remain intact. Both the partners do not have any other obligation towards each other, as and they will be governed by the marriage laws, whether it's the Indian divorce law, whether it's the Hindu Marriage Act, or any other act under which a marriage, legal marriage, can take place. So a live-in relationship does not require to be registered also. Only that the couple has to prove it, or rather cite in such a cases that we are living in a stable relationship. Now, what is a stable and what is an unstable relationship? Again, it is a very subjective thing. But if a particular couple who is living in a live-in relationship chooses to call their relationship as stable, then the census will probably just record his act,
Yeah.
take it
Yeah.
in its own word and say that, okay, it's a live-in relationship. But besides that, no other purpose is going to be served.
Okay. But at least it's a talking point. I think India has become a lot more broad-minded, accepting different forms of a family life or different forms of a household. We're no more conservative. That's what I see. So that's that. Sanjay?
Yeah, but that's true. But one thing I feel, the prime objective of census is, in futuristically, the government will make its policies after that. What is the number of people who are
Right.
living in, so
That
all
very
that
well said.
data
Yeah,
comes.
absolutely. This is basically just preparing the government, or it's knowledge. That's what I said. It's government knowledge where we understand what the family structure is like, and growing numbers of live-in, how many couples are live-in, how many couples are actually married. So at least we get a
Exactly
true sense of what India is, where we are headed,
where we are
and
heading.
policies henceforth could be designed accordingly. But thank you very much, both of you, for joining us on that.